Okay, reading time. Book, Abraham's little book. Self-Harmony is the reading for today. You acknowledge that your inner being exists, and we say to you that your inner being is very old. It has lived thousands of life experiences. Your inner being sits now as the culmination of all that you have lived. Very decided, very sure, and very happy in a place that by your standards you would say is pure ecstasy. Your role, your work is to harmonize with you, which means think thoughts that make you feel good, speak words that make you feel good. It says, we say to you that your inner being is very old. It has lived thousands of life experiences. And when it's sitting in pure ecstasy, that's where all the creative power is. So here, I'm going to read the reading I did for the Course in Miracles because it goes right along this point, but it hits it a little harder. It says, my meaningless thoughts show me a meaningless world. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, meaning they're coming from lower in the scale, and my inner being isn't thinking them with me, that's why they don't mean anything. We don't have really much creative power down there. God isn't thinking with us. Source is thinking up at the top of the vibrational scale. So if we want to create with the power that creates worlds, we got to get up there. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, the world that pictures them can have no meaning. The world of imagination has no meaning right now. What is producing this world is insane, and so is what it produces. Reality is not insane, and I have real thoughts as well as insane ones. I can therefore see a real world if I look to my real thoughts as my guide for seeing. That would be what my inner being is thinking. Your work, and your role is to harmonize with you, which means think thoughts that make you feel good. Speak words that make you feel good. The missing key to the Course in Miracles was this. I realized insane thoughts are down here. Real thoughts are up here. It's all about the way we feel. It's like the missing key for this book. It's all about how we're feeling and what we're thinking. I didn't understand what it meant by real thoughts and insane thoughts. I'm like, great, well, how do I get to my real thoughts? So now stepping away from this work into this work, doing this happiness journey, it says, I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. Insane thoughts are upsetting. They produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Only chaos rules a world that represents chaotic thinking, and chaos has no laws. I mean, I read the laws of chaos, the world that we've made based on these thoughts that make no sense. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I'm grateful this world is not real, and that I need not see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning. So it's just letting go of the conditions of the world around us. It's all coming from people's thoughts that are generating from down here, and that's how we can be like, just look away, just look at something else and realize that that isn't real. It's a strange way to think about it, but if it's not thought with God, self-harmony, my inner being is the culmination of all that I've lived. Very decided, very sure, and very happy in a place that by your standards you would say is pure ecstasy. A meaningless world engenders fear. It says the totally insane engenders fear because it is completely undependable and offers no grounds for trust. Nothing in madness is dependable. It holds out no safety and no hope. But such a world is not real. I've given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. Now I choose to withdraw this belief and place my trust in reality. In choosing this, I will escape all the effects of the world of fear because I'm acknowledging that it doesn't exist. That's why Abraham says, there's a lot of truth in this world. Do you want to live it? There's truth that you want to live, and there's truth that you do not want to live in your experience. That's the world that's insane. So when I get up here and I just disregard everything down here, suddenly I start to live in a whole new world, and I can't have bad things happen to me, essentially. You really can't. And it's all about being up here, as far up as you can get. And that's how literally everyone's suffering was just eliminated from prophets like Jesus, Buddha, when they were around. Like everything just became beautiful around them because they were up there vibrating around source. it's really powerful for me. I haven't been feeling quite as good, especially today. It's getting a little frustrated. I want to be happy just to be happy, and I keep coming to this place of that's not purposeful enough. I need a better reason to be happy, right? It needs to have a purpose, but I see that sort of the pain I've been in about that the last few days. I'm realizing it's contrast. It's causing me to ask, and I'm asking for this. What's coming through this reading, what's coming through this material right now, this is really the most purposeful thing there is. If my mind, when it focuses on things, is creating reality, and if I'm happy and joyful and free and looking at things, thinking beautiful, positive thoughts with my source, I am benefiting the world in a way that is unimaginable. It's the most important thing there is. And so how hilarious that I'm sitting here being like, well, there's not enough purpose in being happy just to be happy. I need to make money, or I need to, help people. I need to, whatever. Like, I feel like it feels so odd to just focus on being happy to be happy. There's almost an emptiness to it, a lack of purpose, of like, it feels frivolous, especially as an adult, right? Life isn't just about having fun. That's why I remember my mom the day she told me that. Preparing me to be an adult, in fairness. Like, it's not just about having fun. And yet, you go to Abraham's workshop and I got a keychain that says, life is just about having fun. This is supposed to be fun. And you begin to realize the power in fun, the power in love. It's a little bit mind-boggling as I'm coming back here and realizing, like, whatever it says here, my thoughts are images that I've made. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. And that's exactly what Neville is saying in the readings. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I am seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts, and am not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficent light on what I see. So I'm blocking the light that I could be giving this world by choosing thoughts from down here rather than up here. It's big. It's really big. Big conversation. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against him, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is his, and I will place no other gods before him. And that's this. My will is his. It's bigger than that. It's my will is him. It's my inner being, living thousands of lives, being in ecstasy, being sure. It's me, the non-physical part of me, that is flowing the sort of power that creates world, this God force. Of course my will is the same as that. Of course everyone's will is to create beauty in this world. We just don't realize how we're not doing it, or what we need to do it. Like, nothing could be more important than this work. It's crazy.